All right.
Yes.
Welcome back. It's Nee and Fee Brotherhood. Brother Nee, Brother Fee, Giovanni behind the glass as usual.
What up?
And we have a special guest tonight. This is Anne Marie.
Yes. Welcome, welcome.
She is
Happy to be here.
she's like a sister to me, I'll say. I've known her for a long time, from back in the day. Mm-hmm. So the first thing, I want to get right into it. Oh, wait, hold on. YouTube, if you like what you see, what you hear, you're going to subscribe. TikTok, you are going to follow. You're going to give us a thumbs up. You're going to comment. It's going to be good or bad. Don't care. Preferably bad because it's just better for us.
Sometimes it's funny.
Yeah. And, you're not going to scare us because we will get out of the car. You don't know about that?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Oh, you watched it.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
All right. So I'm going to jump in. It's a question for a female.
Okay.
So I read very recently that younger girls, not our age, younger girls are actually, Giovanni, let me know if you heard this,
Pheromones.
dipping their
boy.
finger
Yes.
Oh, you did say this, I think.
inside
Lee.
themselves and
Yes.
like
It's called vabbing.
Yeah.
vabbing, yes.
Vabbing.
You know, I did hear about it. I thought it was just some wackadoo just trying to make a conversation. But yes, I guess it does exist.
Yeah, that's,
Within high school.
yeah.
And that's where I heard it was something amongst high school and other things too. I don't know how far you want to go with this,
Yeah,
but
what else?
just girls, keeping their virginity, whether they're from a certain culture and they're doing things the other way.
Yes.
So
That's
that
been
was
out there
kind
for a
of
while.
that was kind of, and I didn't.
What would you call
again,
that? Assing?
I would call
Yes.
that
They were
double
they're
anal.
asking for sure. And I just thought to myself, okay, this is interesting. It's like they have no problem doing this.
None whatsoever.
And when I look
Yeah.
back when we were in high school,
No, that
we didn't even
was-
think about that stuff.
No.
I think it's because all the porn.
Yeah.
That's available.
It's
readily
it's
available.
very available.
Because that's all they do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or so I hear.
But where does the like her second topic, like where does that come from? I'm not gonna give the hey nana, but I'll give the holiest of holes. I'll give that.
I don't know, dude.
Presenting to you.
I just have a question. So if they're, in whatever you called it, repeat, but what
Vabbing.
vabbing. If they're vabbing, is it like luring the guys in? Is it like better than
That's
perfume?
what it's
Like
supposed
what
to be.
am I
It's supposed to be
missing?
your pheromone.
Pheromone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a walking biohazard, if you ask me. But
Yeah.
It could be. It could be depending on
The
individual.
The individual.
The
yes.
The
Cleanliness.
climate's not right.
Depending
pH.
their cycle, too. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know.
You could cycle right out of there.
If the climate is not right, it's
Is
like
that
get to the
war
back of
paint
the bus.
on your neck? What is
Oh, we're going to war.
It's not something about Mary.
I
but,
killed my first
No,
deer.
not at
Hey,
all. And
Tony,
aren't you in danger
Tony.
of hurting or not bringing in an older teacher?
Tony, can you weigh in on this?
Yeah, I think it's disgusting.
Oh, Tony.
God.
Tony, do they do that in Minderno?
No, I never do that. I never heard such a
You've
thing.
never heard of that?
Oh my gosh.
What would the Mindernese call that?
I don't
Stinking?
even know. Yeah, stinking.
Oh my God.
Probably. Ugh.
Oh, Tony, please.
Oh my
Be
god.
nice. These are girls coming up. They're trying their best to
I
attract the
don't care. It
boys.
stinks. All of them.
Yeah, but they don't want to wear revealing clothing, so they thought they'd vab it out.
It's called Get Some Victoria's Secret. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
wondering
Tony.
what age do women stop, do young ladies stop vabbing?
When you lose your virginity, maybe. Or
I don't know. I know some old
some
old gals
broads?
that might want a second bite at the apple
Oh,
I would
didn't think
think
of that.
I would think it's better
as you get
the
older.
older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because the
it's
young
like an old
girls,
fine wine.
yeah, the young girls don't know about that yet.
No, they're too young.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
know. But I would think, developing and from top to bottom, wouldn't that be enough an attraction to a guy your own age?
Well, it's interesting. I got to throw this out here. I was out last night.
What'd you see?
And there was a crowd of younger folk.
Okay.
A little younger than us. Well, we're probably old enough to be their parents, but nevertheless, they're young parents. But
Of course.
the young guys, they want all the older women.
Yeah.
So I was kind of shocked. I had, literally 25-year-old, 30-year-old guys. Those are the guys that are asking me out. And I just thought, wow, this is really strange. And I asked one of the guys, I said, well, why would you want to be with a woman older. They just don't want to deal with the stuff in their age. I think that we're so advanced with the media and with TikTok and Instagram, and everybody's kind of ahead of their game in a little way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all the older gals, like,
Does it feel good to be hit on from that age group?
You
or
know,
you like get
it's
away
weird.
from
I
it?
thought, well, first of all, I didn't have like any vab scent on me, so I was like, why is he running up?
Obviously, you don't need
Why is
it.
he all up in my stuff?
You say, hey, I'm trying to get up in there.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is weird, but
It's not weird. Come on.
I just never had so many young guys as a woman, a grown woman,
Right.
where they're all interested. Like,
That's good. Way
and
to
I'm
go.
like,
Good
well,
choice.
okay.
Good choice.
But, so I don't know. The older women, if you want a vab, it might bring the younger guys to you, but,
It might.
there's
Maybe
a-
it doesn't work in your 20s. Maybe it only works for teenagers.
I just think, like you said, women are like a fine wine, and they want, and the young guys just, Stella gets her groove back, and,
Get it, Stella.
I've always noticed the times when I was single and I'd be out, a lot of older women would come up to me.
Well, I've known you a long time. You've been a hottie your whole life. So
See?
older women will be like,
Look at that.
let me go after.
Cue the Donna Summers.
But
That means that
definitely-
means a lot coming from you.
But that
why
doesn't doesn't surprise me because you're who you are. There's a lot of guys that aren't approachable, that are caught up in their own head space, and they just
Right,
can't get
right,
out of their own way, or they're insecure. And you were evolved. You're just who you are. So I think So were you ever interested
You're
in being?
evolved, Eddie.
Were you
Yeah.
ever with? Were you ever interested in an older woman?
Oh, all the time.
Wow.
When I
Talking
first
about when he
joined
was in the band.
Yeah.
well, when
age.
I first joined the band, I was like 17.
Yeah. You were the
Ish.
baby in the band.
Yes, I was. We went out to we went to a concert, Meadowlands, I don't know where, and the guys knew these people, and there was a older girl there, and she right away was like,
I want that guy.
yeah. So I ended up dating her
now.
for a little bit, and she was 30, early 30s.
Wow. You know what's
Very
weird?
nice.
I kind of have just had like a deja vu of something when we were younger. I kind of think I might recall you being, involved or testing the waters at a young age with an older woman. I didn't think she was that much older.
She
but-
was a DJ on 95.9.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
What the hell was her name?
How quickly we forget.
I know.
We're not that old.
Mary Lee. I don't know if you remember.
So was it a good experience with
Yeah,
you to
what'd
be
you
with
say?
an older woman?
No, it was, and this comes up sometimes on TikTok. I get a lot of messages. Hey, I like your show, da da da, and then it always turns into, where do you live? What do you do? And they're always young girls. Oh, I said, wait, I'm 57 years old.
Right.
Age is just a number. No, it's not.
No.
And
No,
I
there's
know this from
more to it.
experience because when the sex is done, maybe months,
Yeah.
when you've done all you can do in every position, on top of the washing machine, wherever it is, you eventually have to talk to each other.
That is true.
Gotta have something in common.
And I
There's
remember,
more to it.
I remember this girl, this DJ. It came to that point, and we would sit there and stare at each other
Wow.
because there's nothing to talk about. We have nothing in common.
And it's interesting because, if the roles were reversed and it was a young woman going out with an older guy, which is kind of my backstory, I've always, my relationships were always with older guys. And it's not like, 5 years, some of them were 20 years.
Yeah.
And I just needed the mental stimulation. That's just me. I need, let's take the sex out of the equation, but I need somebody that's smart and that sex is going to always be in the equation. But I'm just saying there's more to it.
Thank you.
You need to be able to talk to somebody, and
Yeah.
and I need to be mentally stimulated
Absolutely.
because there's a lot of people out there that being around the young guys last night. I just thought to myself, oh, they're in their 30s.
Oh, was the
Okay.
behavior a little
It was
challenging?
It was like, okay, they're feeling their own. But then I thought back when I was 30, I was on a whole different trip.
Yeah. Did they ask you if you play Call of Duty?
No.
And do you want to play tonight?
I did have one say, do you want, why don't I come over and, we'll hang out? And I'm thinking, Honey,
Netflix and chill.
I'll chew you up and spit you out. I said, you'll never be the same. I
You'll
said,
never be
no,
the same.
it's not going to happen.
You want to have chips and dips?
Yeah, I
Netflix
was
and
like,
chill.
I got better make sure I have a box of Cheerios or something if I have the
Fruit
kids
Loops.
over.
Wow.
But yeah, I wasn't interested, and I think that's the part that I'm trying to digest right now. Is I'm really not interested in
Yeah.
the younger guy,
Yeah.
unless
neither am I.
he's got something really going on.
I also really believe, I think a woman, like, say,
Way to be on
at
that.
any time in the last, year
Mm-hmm.
or years, you can go out and find somebody if you want to go that route. It's not going to be very difficult. So for you to find somebody that fits a different box is probably, you got to be more choosy, Not
Yeah.
that you just could go anybody, but tonight's my night, who's it going to be? And you go out and you find somebody that, fits that requirement. That's going to be easy. For a woman.
Well, it's
For a
funny.
guy.
People say that, and
For
I
a guy.
remember my old Italian uncle saying to me, in especially in the Italian culture, and I'm only half Italian, but it's like we expect you to get married and have a family and do all this, these traditional things. And for years it was like, oh my God, she's not married. What the hell's wrong with her? And I thought that in itself is a lot of pressure.
It's got to be.
So finding the right person when you're kind of pushed, you've got to find somebody. I'm glad I just ignored it all and did my own thing through
No
the years
regrets.
to meet the person that I was supposed to meet and be with. But, I remember thinking back in the day, I could put my face on a billboard on I-95 and not get a date. And it's because, when you're outspoken, as I have been told I am, or you have your own mind, or you have your own career, your own life. A lot of
Guys get
men
intimidated.
don't like
You
that,
get
and
scared away,
that's
guys.
what the old Italian guys say.
Yeah.
You're intimidating.
Yeah.
I
So-
used to say it all the time. I know.
Tony, you heard about this?
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
what if she says too much? What happens?
I just put a face in a pillow. I don't know.
I know. It happens, Tony. You're not the only one. You're not the only one.
Sometimes
but
the
there's
face
a
should be in the
certain-
pillow anyway.
Of course. I can't breathe. Exactly. Shut up.
Bring it on. How old are you?
20. I'm an old soul.
Just don't tell me you have your bicycle out in the front yard and you
Yeah,
got
you want to go for a
unlock it
ride?
when you leave.
We got a big dirt bike rally,
It's actually a tricycle. Thank you.
but I can do wheelies.
Are you going to
my
come to
big
my
wheel.
soccer game at the high school? No.
Please cheer me on in my
You want to come
softball game.
to? You want to come to homecoming with me?
Please.
love it.
I'd be honored.
Did you ever
See?
go to somebody's prom
No.
after you graduated high school?
No, God, no.
Oh, okay.
Why wouldn't you? Make him
This is this
would
is like
make
the
him
funny
the
haha
king.
thing. When I was younger, I was invited in to attend one of the senior guys' proms. So I went with him. I was in a private school, and which was interesting. Now I switched and I'm in a different school for high school, and I went with somebody we know.
Billy Bob.
Oh, Billy Bob.
Yeah, Billy
I went
Bob.
with Billy Bob. And, it's interesting. I wasn't his date. He was actually going with a girl that I knew. And it's
Oh,
like, hey,
boy.
Anne-Marie, why don't you go with so-and-so? So I went. And the interesting thing is when it came time for my junior and senior prom, nobody asked me. So here we are years later. I'm running into certain people. And I'm like, well, what the hell's going on? Like, why didn't anybody... Well, they're like, why didn't you go to the prom? I'm like, no one asked me. And it was in a time where women didn't ask guys to the prom.
Right.
No
Right.
Sadie
Right.
Girls
Hawkins.
were like, you wait for the guy to ask you, and it was
right.
like a big deal. So no one ever asked me. So I never attended the prom for that
That's
reason.
bullshit.
That's how long you've known that person?
Yeah. But I did attend two other proms, which
Did you have a
was
good
fun.
time?
I had a blast.
Okay, that's
I
all
mean, the
that
guy
matters.
wound up liking me a little. I wasn't that interested,
Oh, rejection.
but I'll be your date. I know your girlfriend, kicked you to the curb, but it was one of those. I'm glad I had the experience. It just would have been
Yeah.
nice if it was my prom.
Absolutely.
But it's never say never. I could be, some young guy might ask me to his prom next. You never know.
Next week, it might
I
happen.
get all the
Absolutely.
young
It's coming
guys,
up.
the young ones are out there,
They're ready to go.
and they are.
And if
the
you
thing
started
is,
vabbing, these guys would pass out. They'd be like, oh my God,
I
I'm in
might
so much love.
Hell.
You're
I
both
might
out.
be like,
Call-
lights out.
Call Stanford
Bury the
Emergency
dead. They
Services.
stink up the joint. I mean, as long as it doesn't smell like mothballs, I think I'm okay.
No, never, ever.
Did you? I
I'm
think
grabbing
you're
a
too,
mint.
I think you're too young. But did you ever go to the Zebra Club?
I did.
Oh, I love that
All right,
place.
it was totally nude, but you had to bring your own alcohol. Remember?
Of course.
When you walked into that club, that's exactly what you could smell.
Yeah.
You know what's
Vagina.
interesting?
And herbal essence.
Back in the day, I've got to tell you, and I don't know if you remember this, but back in the day, we were in Manhattan, down like I think 13th Street. There was that place, Boots and Saddles. I think a band or somebody was playing there, whatever. But it's amazing the different themes, what people do in these clubs, what you're saying it smells like, or bring your own booze. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell would we do if we didn't have any bars, if we didn't have any clubs, if we didn't have any anything?
Wow.
You know, and now like it seems, and it was funny. We were talking about this last night. We miss the old dance clubs.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
clubs that were like
Celia's.
Terrace Club that came up last night.
Yeah.
I'm stealing an Altoid here if anybody wants one.
Did-
My hands are clean.
Were you coming to the Terrace Club when we worked there?
I only
No.
want this. Did you
You
have
want
this
one?
one?
No, thanks.
I didn't vab it. I'm sorry. Did you
Take it
need me to
back.
vab it? Because
Yes, please.
I'm happy.
Can we
I'm
take a
happy
break?
to dip it in the fountain.
Dip
of
in the
youth.
well. Dip it in the well.
I'm dipping it in the fountain of youth. Oh. I bet that's going to be a taste you'll never forget.
And I'll never want to forget.
Hey, listen,
I started working there in '91.
what'd you do there?
I started
I was a
in
bouncer.
96.
So
Oh
Rodney
my God,
started
that's
later.
right. I remember that. I loved that place.
We all had a good time.
It
was
was
fun.
fun. It
For
was
various
really
reasons.
fun. And where are those places? I was out a couple of weeks ago. I picked my brother up from the airport, and he's like, "Let's go out to dinner." I'm like, "Okay." We go out to dinner, and it was disco night, and I thought, "Wow, this is interesting."
Here we
The
go.
bartender.
Was it
we-
Terrace Club?
No, this was at a local place, like in Darien.
Oh, okay.
So we went for dinner, and it's like all disco music at the bar, and I was like, "Wow, this is fun." Mm-hmm. You know, it's been a long time since I heard some disco.
Had a good time.
But oh god, yeah, the food was amazing.
Where was this?
It was at Papa Joe's in Darien.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Papa Joe.
and I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
She was behind the bar. She was like, "This
Dancing
is
it up.
disco night. We're doing it." And I was like, "Oh, it works for me."
Yeah.
But how's that mint working for you?
Man, you should see what's going
Savor
on.
the flavor.
Oh, I did. Right
It's on your.
here. Right here. The perfect spot.
I didn't even want to tell you. I didn't even want to tell you where these mints were before I put them in my purse.
Could you put them again?
That's even better.
But
That's
it would
better.
just be nice
Put a
to,
question mark on
to
it.
bring back those fun times. I
Yeah.
feel like when we were younger, we were out more. There was none of this social media.
No,
but,
no, yeah,
which is a
right.
great
It's
thing.
a death to hooking up.
But just going out and doing what we did, we'll
Yeah.
meet you. It's like, you know, we had our cell phones. Well, maybe
Henry,
some of us.
I don't
can you
remember having a
explain
cell
to
phone.
Can you explain to anybody?
Well, I'm going back to 1990.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
91.
Why is this generation, guys and girls, into ratting themselves out on all the craziness
social
that they
media.
did? Like, why would you rat yourself
I think it's
out?
insane. I
Like,
think
why
that-
would you put any kind of sexual activity that you did the night before on social media?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I
Yeah.
just think it's everybody wants to culture shock the next person, and let's
Wow.
let's do something really outrageous, and maybe we'll make some money, and you know everybody's
go
going to
viral.
watch our
Everybody wants to
we're
go
going to go
viral.
viral, and I'm thinking I don't know.
Because half the time I think nobody would do this. It's got to be fake for clicks, I guess you would call it, I guess.
Yeah, I think it could be dangerous for people
yeah.
doing certain things, and
Especially
that
if your
people need to be
father finds out.
responsible.
Could you imagine if they had this when back in our day?
Oh, we would
Oh,
be.
well,
we'd be destroyed.
Holy.
Some wild and crazy kids.
Absolutely.
So,
Tell the story about the.
Uh-oh.
I'll say one of the fights at Century Diner, but didn't
Oh,
you hit,
Maron.
when you hit
Let
the
me
guy
tell
with
you.
the vase?
yeah, and you know what's
With
funny?
a vase.
You know, okay.
Do you
so
remember
this
Century
was a
Diner?
great- This was
Yeah.
a great story.
That's
so,
the joke. Maitre d'? Was it Demetrius?
Demetrius.
Demetrius.
Okay.
So, Stanford Diner is where we all went. You know,
Yeah.
we're coming back from Streets, we're coming back from New Rochelle, wherever.
Oh my God,
It's like we're all
Streets.
going to Century Diner to eat.
Yeah.
So that was the fun thing. So we're most nights it was packed in that like front door foyer
Yes.
area.
Just trying to
you
get a
gotta wait to get a
table.
table,
Yeah.
but Demetrius just loved you, the gang, all the
Yeah.
guys, and
He'd throw people out.
treated me like gold. So I have a couple of great stories about Century Diner. So we go in, we get in, we're online to get in, and we're like shoulder to shoulder. It's like it was like literally everyone's trying to bum rush into the doors to
Trying to
get to
get
a
in there.
table. So there was these guys there, and I don't know how it kind of got a little out of hand. I can't recall. And I remember there was a cigarette machine there, which I just, for some reason, the damn cigarette machine,
And
I
the
remember
payphone.
being there.
Yeah.
So, yes, the infamous payphone. So when you go into Century Diner, there was the cash register to the left, and they had like the vase with the flowers in it. And they had like, decorations and, nice.
Little did they
nice-
know.
So now this fight breaks out. Somebody pushes somebody. We must have had like maybe 8 of us because the whole crew.
Yeah.
And
Was Tony there?
yeah,
I'm sure.
he was the ringleader. So what happened was, right, the whole crowd. So we're all sitting there, and this one guy pushed somebody, and then it was chaos, and Demetrius was like trying to seat people, so he didn't see what was going on. And he pushed the guy I was dating at the time. He pushed him.
You could say his name in this instance.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
But anyway.
His name is not gonna.
In case I'm gonna do, what was it called? The
Vab?
Vabbing?
In case I look him up and want to vab.
Oh my god.
Hey, not gonna.
But anyway.
You can still get some vabs.
So I'm joking. Believe me, I would never go backwards. But great guy. So somebody pushed him, and I took offense to it, and it kind of fell into me. And I sat up on this. I don't know what it was, some kind of like ledge. And I was like, this is getting out of control. And everybody's pushing and people are falling. And I thought, like the movies, take the vase and bang it over the back of the guy's head.
Of course. It's not a breakaway vase.
I took this vase and the water flies out of it. The flowers fly out of it. And it was this big crystal vase. And I was like, slam on the back of his head. It didn't break. So now I'm like pissed off. And Tony's like, oh my God, this is getting crazy. Meanwhile, he's like in there. And I get the vase again, and the guy didn't like get knocked out or anything. So I hit him again with the vase. I pick it up and hit him a second time. Now he's all messed up. He's like, what planet am I on? Who did this? And they're not thinking a girl did it. They're thinking one of the guys was doing this.
Of course.
So that was kind of the crazy train of that. And then, of course, Demetrius comes back like, your table's ready. Meanwhile, the place is trashed. The flowers are out of the vase.
Yeah,
The
they better
vase,
leave.
the vase actually never broke.
Oh, I thought it broke the second
Quality.
No, it had
good
to be
vasing.
some real good lead crystal.
Absolutely.
So Tony's
Mikasa.
like, we need to. Yes, a Mikasa.
Yeah.
So I had to laugh because the guy was like, oh, he was messed up. And years later, you think about these stories and how you hurt somebody. And I thought, oh my God, I hope I didn't really mess this guy up. But this fight actually continued when we got into the dining room. And the guys get seated, and now they're like coming after our crew. We're in the dining room, and I'm like, Demetrius, get me the vase.
This guy needs another shot.
He's like, you're the one that did the vase. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? But we had some moments, especially with Tony, because Tony is a character.
I was going to say anything.
And one night we were in there, and we're trying to park, just innocent kids in the car after a night out, trying to park the car, and this guy was just like crazy, and he, was like motioning that I'm gonna blow your head off type of thing. So there was some, a lot of drinking, crazy times going on there. There's some fireworks going off. Crazy, literal fireworks.
That was the spot, man. We were there probably
I loved it.
6 nights a week.
I loved it.
After rehearsal, that's where we would be. Coming back from wherever we were
I
in
enjoyed
Manhattan,
that
we
place.
were there.
Were there more fights inside or in the parking lot?
Both.
I
I had someone punch a guy when I was in there, one of the stories, and he grabbed on. I had this gold lame jacket that I spent a fortune on. It's like my Elvis jacket. And he grabs onto me, Nee, and ripped my
the
whole
sleeve?
sleeve right off.
No.
I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
Oh, boy.
I'm like, and no one came to my defense. The fight was going on over here. Meanwhile, they punched him, and he flew onto me and ripped the sleeve off of my favorite gold
You're
lame
like, now I
jacket.
got to shoot you.
Yeah.
I don't know what's with all that testosterone, what was going on back in those days.
Yeah.
Because of women.
And I don't even think they were fighting over women. I think it was just like,
Drunken,
the band
stupor.
guys, like these other guys weren't band guys. They were just
Or
kind
was it
of.
because of guys with long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of like preppy, conservative, let's play golf.
The Guidos always wanted to
Yeah.
fight with us because we were taking all their women.
Well, grow your hair.
It is what it is.
I mean, we
Grow
might
your
have to
hair,
bring the
grow your
wigs
bank
back,
account.
and
Yeah, I don't know. Like
I don't
Steel
even
Panther.
think.
Steel Panther.
I don't
Grow
think
it
that
out.
it's so interesting because if you want to talk like hair, I think the big transition with the hair bands is when John Bon Jovi cut his hair. That kind of changed the landscape for a lot of
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
especially in the rock and roll guys. And I just was like, wow, it's such a nice look. I still like the long hair, but the short hair is
Well,
kind of
the
sexy
women
stuff.
did go crazy for Johnny, so
Johnny.
it definitely worked.
Yeah.
Was it the hair or the face though?
Oh, John Bon
John.
Jovi? No,
gotta
I
be
think
the
he
face,
has a
right?
whole package, I would say.
Thought that's-
I would
TP,
throw him out of
total
bed.
package?
No, I
You would throw him
vab.
out?
I would
vab
never
for
throw him
him.
out of bed.
Would you vab him?
Vab for him.
I might have to. I might have to, tell his wife, we need to get some vab on with John.
His ugly ass wife.
We're gonna get the
Oh
threesome
God,
going.
leave Dorothea alone.
school
They've got
sweetheart.
beautiful children. You got to love that side of
High
them.
school sweetheart.
Married his high school sweetheart. And it's interesting. I was reading an article recently where he said, she put up with a lot of my stuff, and we all know what his stuff was.
Oh,
But
the same stuff
I
as the
gotta
other
be
guys in the band.
honest. I don't think there's any guy that meant that much to me where I'd put up with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Not even Johnny?
No, I'm sorry to say.
Really, you would have broke
You
up
know,
with him?
Yeah, I get
would
that.
I just don't. I think when you're in a commitment with somebody, whether you're married or not, I think you need to behave yourself.
and his wife didn't go to all the shows. She didn't travel with them all the time. So
well, I'm living proof you could survive adultery. You could survive somebody being unfaithful. But I also think the knife cuts both ways because God knows, everyone cuts up and
Of
does what they
course.
do. And when you're young,
Two to tango.
Yeah.
you're in a band.
Yeah.
I was there. The women are throwing themselves at these guys.
good times.
It was
Now-
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it
At
was.
that age group, were you ever throwing yourself at any band member?
Never.
Not these, at any band in the local or professional community?
No, I never did. And what's interesting is what's strange is I never had to. I never, guys would just come up. I got pretty lucky, I think, because as you both know, I talk a lot. I think that they just felt comfortable, like, hey, talk
How
to
you
you,
doing?
what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So no, there was never any of that. And what was nice about your band, I can honestly say, you guys were always very respectful. It wasn't like the guys were going after the other guys' women.
Okay.
And
no,
I
that's,
always thought that was really decent because you hear about the stories back in the day, whether
Yeah.
it's, this band or that band, who's going after whose girl
Yeah,
or
that's a
guy.
song.
That
And,
actually happened to me with one of,
Really?
yeah,
How do you word it?
an I know. An ex, I'll say an ex-wife of the person that you know.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not even surprised.
Yeah, well, I was.
It's you, but
I was, and I kept rejecting her. Oh, why? Because you're friends with
So-and-so?
beep.
That's my brother.
I think that
was like,
there's
I
a
would
certain
never.
decorum you need to keep.
Yeah.
There's
Although
definitely
I
decorum.
think all of you guys in the band were great looking. I was with somebody in your band for many years.
Yeah.
Still,
so sweet.
still a fabulous looking guy, talented musician. People go their own ways, and you do what you do. So, going after somebody in the band was always like, But, you might sit there and say, wow, and he's hot, which you kind of think to yourself. I'm sure all you guys are looking at each other's women and saying, what's going on? But no one acted on it, thank God. But for someone ex I'm not even. It's funny because I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not even surprised. I think it's balls.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot of nerve
Balls,
to do
balls.
shit like
Yeah.
that.
So I
Ooh, I'm sorry.
one night
Also,
after. Go ahead.
I was just going to say quickly, do you know the famous song where a band guy is with another band guy's girlfriend?
Was that not a Guns N' Roses song? Is it? Yeah.
You know the song?
Rocket Queen?
Rocket Queen.
Yeah.
So that's her moaning in the middle of the song during the guitar solo.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Adler's girlfriend.
Wow.
Yes.
There's a little factoid I didn't
Factoid,
know.
yeah, put on Rocket Queen whenever you get a chance.
Wow.
And there is adultery going on. 5 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yeah, I think that people spend a lot of time, especially, when you're in a band, and I got to see this first and foremost as a young lady. There's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Always.
You and I have a lot of stories about who's doing what and who behind whose back.
Who's doing who?
I have to be honest, and you know this, pal. I'm not the type of girl or girlfriend to stalk a boyfriend and see if he's who's cheating on who, whatever.
Right.
I was always of a mindset like, well, my market value is pretty high, so I don't have to deal with this crap. But if stuff happens, it happens. I said this to someone recently. If you're at a crossroad and you don't like what's going on, you either go right or you go left. But I would suggest you just don't badmouth the person. Just move on. Put it on a shelf.
Yep.
Do what you got to do. And it's interesting because even the band members that I know that have had difficulties, whether it's your band or another, they, the exes are, bad mouthing that. And we're like adults now. I'm like, you're still hung up on this from like 20 something years ago. Yeah. I wish, any guy that I went out with, nothing but the best. Whether there was issues or not. I mean, I think it takes two to tango. But, when you're in a band, you guys, for some reason, and I remember this clearly, it's like people would be like, oh, we completely forgot. Like, they forget they have women back at home. We're having a good time. And it was like, and I remember some of the girls. I remember some of the girls like, well, I'm going to go check on him. I'm like, well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to hang out with, do other stuff. Yeah. So it's weird when you're young. And I think now what makes it even worse is people are catching people on Facebook, social media.
That's exactly what you're talking about,
what was that game that there was just a couple that was cheating on their spouses and they were on the Jumbotron?
Oh, yeah.
And I was
they
like,
work at the
oh my
same
God.
company. Yeah.
And you know
Kiss
what's weird?
Coldplay.
Yes.
Coldplay.
And what's really, that was they were at a concert.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is I was at a Jets game a couple weeks ago at Met Stadium. And like me, I don't care if I'm on the Jumbotron or who I'm with or whatever. Like, who cares? Yeah. But I remember saying to myself, oh my God, they got totally busted at Coldplay.
Completely.
In this whole big thing. Why would you put yourself on a Jumbotron? Because what you do is you just text in your picture and then bam, they post it.
Oh, is that how it works?
That's how it works. So
okay.
they'll go around and they'll do the cam, but it's really, there's a little number at the top of the screen that says, text in, you snap a picture of yourself, you text it, and they'll pop it up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, yeah, it was interesting. So I thought, okay, so did they text it? Maybe a Coldplay, they didn't have that.
Maybe
Professional games, they do.
Maybe like a coworker did it?
Yeah. But, I just thought it was odd. Like, I don't think Coldplay had text and you'll get on the Jumbotron.
They probably just
I think it was just
So random,
let's just
right?
random do it, and these two got busted.
Yeah.
Where at a professional ball game, you're just, text your picture in and
like Eddie was saying, remember Kiss Cam? And the famous one was for a basketball game. And he goes, finally, you see him write something out. And he goes, she's my sister.
Yes.
Because all the shit he was getting for not kissing.
God.
But she's my sister.
That's scary stuff. And it's funny because we were just speaking about this before we came on the show today about, I'm always with my brother. We hang out a lot. And the people that don't know us, we, having the same last name.
Yeah.
When I bought my house, the woman was like, well, is that your husband? I'm like, damn, do I have to change my last name? Like, why can't I just keep my name? Yeah. But it's kind of funny, like how people look at your name, who you're with. If you're hanging with somebody, you're immediately involved with them. And I'm like, wow. And I have a lot, and you've known me more than half of my life. And I'm always with different friends, and I have a lot of guy friends.
Yeah, I got in a lot of trouble just for talking to a woman in public. I saw Eddie with me.
I recall that. I recall.
You're not even allowed to talk in public?
And I'm the type where, hey, whatever, do what you got to do.
But
because
the thing is,
but isn't that going to drive you away?
You get caught a couple of times, so
you don't
doesn't
even
matter
care after that.
Automatically.
But didn't that kind of drive you away? Like, I would never want to stay with somebody that's like micromanaging me. Now, as an older woman, I need,
I don't think
depends how bad it is.
She did. The person I was with back then, I don't think she did that. But it was people around her.
I was about to say, were people talking in her
I
ear?
know what you're saying. Yeah. I had people talking in my ear about you know who all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to joke about it. We went to a event. I don't know what it was. You were there, and you were. I think it was a band event. Your band, and he's like, "Oh, you said to me, and I love you for this." He knew all the guys in the band know who's doing what. And he comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, I didn't think you'd be here tonight." I'm like, "Oh, I thought you'd need to look at somebody who looks halfway decent instead of one of the stragglers."
Stragglers.
One of the stragglers.
One of the slee
that's
stacks.
showing up. But yeah, the slee stacks. But I just remember when I said that to you and I mentioned, like, you know, I actually said to you, well, you know, because back in the day, you know, you had that a lot of like punk rock hair.
Oh,
and you know
okay.
who I'm talking about when I say this. And she had her hair like sprayed off to the side like Gumby and the shaved sides. And I remember.
Oh my God.
Gumby.
Oh
And
my God.
I said to you, I said, I just wanted you to look at somebody who looked halfway decent, didn't look like they put their head out on 995 and
I
sprayed
would
hairspray.
never, ever
Remember
remember
that.
that person
I never
until you
forgot
said that.
anybody that I was cheated on with, believe me.
I'm Gumby, damn it.
She had a nickname.
Gumby.
Polly, we called her Polly something.
Pollyanna.
Sideswipe Sally.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you're right.
The
I
swipester.
think you're right.
I would have never, ever remembered this girl until
Well,
you said that.
Was she
when
a
I
band
showed up-
girlfriend?
No, she was
I
a
don't
band.
Band-Aid?
No, she was a band hoe.
Hey.
She was one of those.
Group.
You know, yeah,
was
like,
a
you know,
Okay. She
and,
bounced.
and unfortunately, she landed in my camp.
No.
And I was like,
I don't
wow.
remember that.
I
But
don't
it was
remember
so
that.
funny. It was so funny. I remember it. And it was so funny because we were at this
Sideswipe.
event, and he's like, and it was Sideswipe, and he's like, I didn't think you were so shocked I was there because, you know, he's in a relationship with this woman from what people are gathering.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still in the picture and nobody's like, what happened to me? And I just said, and very
You got
funny
voted off
because
Band Island?
I don't think in all the years you've known me, I'm not the girl to sit home and cry and say, oh my God. That's just
No,
not me.
no.
What about one night?
So
One
no.
bad, not one good cry.
No.
No, I'm not that woman.
What about one good punch?
One good antenna
Just one good
breaking.
punch.
You know,
Yeah.
I-
One
One good
car
vase.
door scratch.
One good vase.
Yeah, well,
One
you
good
know,
vase.
I'm a vase thrower, you know. So, but it was funny when I said I just wanted you to look at somebody who didn't look like they had their head off on 995 and sprayed it. He just looked at me like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that." But yeah, and
What
I
a
was
great
very,
nickname, though.
and I knew everybody knew about, you know, Sideswipe Sally, and I had to come in, and you know, back then I didn't know, you know, you could do the what is it? I can't
Vabbing.
forget.
Vabster.
I'm vabbing. I didn't know about the vab.
Vabster, Venny.
And you know, but I swear to God, I could have bathed in vab. I don't think it would have stopped him. I think just anything that had a pulse, it was like let's
Well,
just.
you know, Sydney
And I think-
Sweeney
oh my
is selling
God.
her bath water. So if you could
Yeah.
sell your Vab stuff,
I think bathwater
vab.
might be very marketable.
Anne Marie,
And let me just say,
Vab juice.
And you know what? I am kind of hyping
eau
it
de
up.
toilette.
Oh, de toilette.
I am kind of hyping it up. This guy was a great guy. I'll say that to the end of the earth.
But-
he wasn't like everything that, you know, people make up stories. Oh, you're talking to this one, you're talking to that one.
Right.
Stuff happens, and life goes on. But I do have some great stories from back in the day. I wish that like somebody caught me cheating and had a good story.
Would you ever?
You know, yeah, I would. I actually would.
No regrets, right?
No regrets.
That's life.
After the thing with the ex-wife, I went up to him after rehearsal one night, and I caught him outside. I was like, "Yo," I said, "I got to talk to you
Quickly.
before you hear this from anybody else, because you're going to. This is what's going on." And,
Wow.
And fuck that. I would never do that. You know the answer I got?
What?
Fuck her. Get her off my back.
You know what?
I'm begging you to
I'm
bang
not
her.
even surprised. I'm not even surprised.
No.
And
How much
you know
I gotta
what,
pay
you know
you?
What, here's what I love though, and I have to do you know, kudos to all the guys in the band because they always kept each other's secrets. And I thought, wow, that's
a
a real
secret to
that's
keeping
a
a happy
real
band.
that's a real brotherhood.
which leads us into the interrogation tactics.
I love good
I was a good interrogator.
Yes, you were. I've told you guys this story before. The guys would go out without any of the girlfriends. We would go out.
Often.
We Manhattan,
I've-
upstate, wherever we went.
Wherever you had to go.
Wherever we were going to play, we went there just to check everything out and whatever.
And scope out the scene.
Yeah, whatever
Nate.
happened. So, your boyfriend's house was the hub.
I know.
It was the center of the universe because because of his mom and the whole bit.
He had a good family.
Yeah. Oh.
Really good family.
Yeah. So the next day, we were together every single day. Every
it's
single
true.
day. So the next day, we're at his house. Anne Marie is there, and she would ask me, "Hey,
I remember this.
Hey,
Where did you
pal.
go last night?
hey, pal, where'd you
time
go?
did you get home?
Where'd you go last night?
Where were you, meat?
Where'd you go last night?"
He never broke security.
well,
he was always like,
In the beginning,
protocol.
In the beginning, I'd be like, "Oh, we went to the cat club." All right. Then you would ask somebody else, "Hey, what time did you guys get back?" Not the same question, different question.
Yeah.
And then she would put the fucking story together,
that was me. I
and my
pieced
poor
it all
friend
together.
would take a beating.
Yes, I got to be honest.
Yeah.
Remember when like everyone was leaving like messages on answering machines? I remember one time, and this was like towards the end.
Don't touch
And
play.
we're in our 20s. It's like we're kids. And I remember leaving like a million friggin' voicemails like, "You're not going to ignore me." And I was just like bam, 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 bam. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, I got it out of my system, and life went on.
Yeah.
But it was funny because, and I don't think anybody wants to admit like they got caught with their, it fell out of my pants and into her.
You tripped.
It's not a good feeling.
It's not. It's
and
not
the other
good to be
side
caught.
is not a good feeling either. Because I've been on both.
Yeah,
and it's not.
I've actually been on both. I think I think if anybody hasn't been on both sides, there's something wrong.
You're
because-
not living.
You're not living a proper
And I'll
life.
tell you, I did do that. You're 100% right. I used to.
Hell yeah.
I used to go to this one. What time? How many of you went?
Yeah.
Who drove?
Yeah.
I mean, I was like very strategic,
Oh, and the
then
story
if
would
the
get put
story-
together, and
then
that was
it
it.
never matched up with what I was told.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Gotcha.
So, Rod, it got to the
I had
point.
to have a band meeting.
And remember, I was always like, "Leave me alone, leave me alone." That was like my statement. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
It got to the point where
But I never cried.
the next day we'd be at the house, and here comes Anne Marie. Hey, pal,
What's up, meat?
where'd you guys go last night? I don't know.
I don't even know where I was.
Oh yeah, it got bad. Now no one's telling
You don't
me
know?
nothing. I was like,
You don't know how many people? I don't know.
But here's the best part. And
was
I
too
know
drunk.
you know who this girl is. There was a girl that was interested in my guy, and I guess he dipped his foot into the deep end for a hot second. And
Did a cannonball.
what's interesting is we couldn't shake her. Like when he didn't decide to stay with her, you could not shake this girl. Like
Oh, no.
once she got a taste, she wasn't leaving. And I was like, okay, you brought this monster in. How do you shake this?
She's gotta go to rehab.
How do you shake this bitch? And she was just like stalker central. So then I was like, wow,
Was
you
she
guys
dangerous?
really. She wasn't. She was kind of scared of me. I don't know why. I don't
Good.
think I'm a scary
Well,
person.
at least you had the advantage on that.
Yeah. But, she had her, way about her and her little Corvette or whatever the hell she drove, this sports car. And
never
she
met
was
her.
she was all in for,
She was gonna fight for him.
I don't remember this.
you weren't there. One of the other guys in the band was, and he's actually married to the girl that he dated back then, and
boy.
he's the one that saw it all go down. And I was like, okay. And I just knocked. I was very nice. Nee, you would have loved me. I
Proper.
went knock, knock, knock on the window, and I said, I think we need to talk about the situation here because you don't belong here.
of the car, the window of the car.
Her car, and she cracked it.
Oh.
I get the wackadoos. She cracks it like an inch. I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Put
Run
your-
through and
put your
wring
legs down.
neck?
Put your
and
legs
she's like,
down.
I got nothing to say to you. I'm like, well, not for nothing. You're.
You have plenty to say.
Is that how
You
she
didn't get
talks?
those lips from sucking doorknobs, sister. So we need to talk. And
Everybody got a turn.
and
don't
it was
remember
it was just like wow, and
How pissed off were you?
I was more like, don't insult my intelligence.
Gotcha.
I get stuff happens, but, even when I was younger, I got to be honest when I say this, I never thought anybody was, at a young age, I knew people weren't there forever or for the long haul.
Okay.
Even though I was with this individual a long time and, I'm like a homing pigeon. I was with the next one for a long time.
Right.
I was like the original, common law wife of North Stamford. But I thought that, these guys clearly are enjoying themselves, and I think that as you get older, you need to make a decision. We all have done it. I would find it hard to believe any woman that hasn't thought about it or said, oh yeah, my husband's over here, or even a woman of a band guy.
Yeah. And she would know. Yeah.
But a woman or the girlfriend of somebody in the band has plenty of opportunities also.
Yes.
Because obviously there was times where we
You
weren't
guys
with the
were,
girlfriends. So there's a lot of downtime.
I wasn't with the Federal Express guy or UPS, but I can honestly tell you I did have a couple of dates, that were on the wings.
The mail must be delivered.
And he actually asked me about it, and I was like, at that point my FU switch went off, and I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Clearly, I could say I think we both were lying to each other so much about no, you're out of your mind. That we're gaslighting each other, which is so funny.
I think that's a natural reaction, though.
It would have to
because
be.
you don't want to hurt the person you're with. I mean, I loved this guy.
Yeah.
But I think that, he was young, I was young, and I think that young men, they want to get their groove on. It's nice to have a lot of women after you, especially you're in a band. You had a very good-looking band. I still have pictures of you guys from back in the day. I used to photograph them a lot. And, looking back now, and what's interesting is, I could say, is years later, we hadn't talked for so many years, my ex-boyfriend and I. And then I ran into him coming out of the gym one night, and it was like, oh my God, you still look the same, and blah, blah.
Yeah.
So there was a little, and it was around the time, I think it was after his divorce. So there was a little time where it was like, dare you have a second bite at the apple? And I thought to myself, sister, don't go back there. It's not going to end well.
Oh, really? Okay.
But yeah, we actually were hanging out with a drummer friend of yours in the band. So there was a group of us going out 10 years after the infamous breakup. I outlasted the ex-wife. So it was kind of funny that I had some staying power, I guess. But she's lovely. He's got a beautiful family. God bless him. And I think that, we all kind of ran a route. And some relationships can sustain you doing something, and some can't.
So that leads to this question. And out of all the serious relationships, was that the one you wanted to be like official? The one?
No.
No.
I thought
really?
it was until I was older. The one after him was the one that was the keeper. Okay. And I'll be honest, it was the band lifestyle. And if you listen to the road's no place to start a family, it's clearly the truth. Yeah. I knew I could not sustain any kind of relationship with a guy that's going to be on the road or in a band or anything like that. And what's really crazy is after our relationship ended, I wound up with a very known bass player in another band.
Oh, really?
That's done movie soundtracks and the whole deal. Mm-hmm. And we were in this hot and heavy thing, and I actually met him in a club in Manhattan. And it wasn't like a club. It was really strange. I was there for dinner, and I ran into him, and he knew people I knew, and so on and so forth. Right. And years later, after we didn't wind up together, he just broke up with a pretty known actress. Actually, she's very known. Mm-hmm. And so we started seeing each other. So the guy I left back home here was like, okay, she's with this guy now. So I just felt like the lifestyle wasn't for me. So I wound up with his manager for 7 years after that.
I was just about to ask you, could you have ever pulled a Sharon Osbourne and manage a band with a guy that you were with?
I just dated the manager and had many great years with him.
Would you ever would you ever be interested in managing a band? I think
I'd love it. I think I would. I know the nuances
she could
of
be
it.
a Sharon Osbourne.
I could definitely do it. I would love to do it. But you'd have to shut Tony down because he wants to control everything. He's leaving texts on my every.
Whoa! What are we talking about here?
Dog, you got to be shut down, bro.
Oh my God!
We'd have to shut Tony down.
No, never shut Tony down. Tony's always open.
Tony, with the management skills, she's got proper skills.
All right, then we'll have to work. We'll work together.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
80-20.
But you're not
80-20.
That's it, right there.
That's it right there. That's the number.
Fling, flang, spring down.
You might get a vase broken
Remember,
over your
Tony,
head.
no names.
No
No
vibes,
names.
no vibes, no vase,
No
vase.
vase, no
No,
vibe.
no vibes, no vabes.
No
Yeah,
vibe.
and you
No
know,
vibes.
to the guy that survived that vicious attack,
Say you're sorry.
I hope he's okay. I really felt
Did the
bad.
stitches ever come out?
I don't even know if you know. All I know
him.
is like it was a bad scene,
The cops
and
came?
I thought I was in a movie prop, smashing the vase, and the next thing you know,
Any cops or
he
no?
gets back up and I hit him again.
I don't remember the cops
No
ever
cops.
No,
coming.
you know what's interesting? The cops would, if they did, I don't ever remember the
if
cops
they weren't
showing
there
up.
eating.
Yeah,
They-
I
Starting
don't
fights?
ever remember, and I have a really good cop story. I was met this cop again, young, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, let's get together and go out." And I liked him, and my family liked him, and he was from New York, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. We'll get together." So we get together, very light and loose. We're young, whatever, and you know, now we're in month 1, month 2, month 3. And it's like, let's go to dinner. And I'm like, well, why don't you come to my neck of the woods?
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's come into Stamford. And I don't know if you remember the Sabia's The Open Door. You
Yeah,
must. That was like the hot
That was
spot.
my ex-wife's family.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So what happened is I said, well, let's go here for dinner. So we go for dinner, and you'll love this. And I if I didn't live this, I wouldn't have never believed it. I'm in the restaurant, and all of a sudden, I don't know how, from New York, the chief of police shows up. He walks into the restaurant, and he's like, hey, I'll call him Jim.
Hey, Jimmy.
Jimmy. Hey,
What's going on, meat?
It's so good to see you. And he looks at me, and he goes, you must be Pam.
Oh.
And I'm like, as a matter of fact, you know me. I go, as a matter of fact, I am. He goes, you must. And meanwhile, my date is like, oh my God, I just got caught with my hands in a cookie jar. So he goes, you must be so excited. And I says, yeah. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He goes,
I
you
like
know,
that you didn't break character.
your wedding is in like what? He goes, I don't remember you being blonde. I said, well, I wanted to do a little blondes have more fun thing.
Yeah, for
And
Vegas.
I'm playing along, and my date is horrified.
Horrified,
So I was standing there, and he's like, you must be really excited about the upcoming date. And I says, yeah, I am. And he goes, you're getting married, you know, do you have any jitters? And I'm thinking, this guy's engaged? Jesus Christ, what's next?
And
So
he's wishing he would disappear.
Yeah.
he's literally... he was like, lights out, biatch. But Century Diner ties into this. So what's interesting is, I'm like, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go to... And so here's me. I said, I hope I'm going to see you for the festivities, you know,
Yes,
at least
of
sometime when
course.
we get back from our honeymoon.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even believe I pulled this. So I should have won an Academy Award.
Absolutely.
So I said, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to run to the restroom. I go in through the kitchen, and they know my family in there. So I run to the kitchen. I'm like, listen, I had my own car. I'm like, see that guy out there? Lights out. I said,
spit
if he
in the
comes
food.
looking for me, I'm gone. Now he's like calling me up and let me explain and what's going on. And I'm like,
She
listen,
meant nothing to
I
me.
could
Yeah,
care less.
How do you explain
Listen,
that?
Pam.
You can't explain it away.
You
And
tell it,
all
you're Pam.
all I kept thinking is thank God I didn't have my little scent on because I would have never shaken this guy.
Then the chief would
And
have
the
been like,
chief would have been,
hey.
hey.
I was like,
And your name's Pam.
but it didn't even get that serious. And I could have had a better name than Pam. He's like, you must be Pam. So here's the kicker. He marries her. He has a couple of kids with her, a couple boys.
Here we go.
He's in a drummer in a band in New York. And I'm in, I don't know, Little Italy or whatever, and I see this poster of him, and I'm like, okay, he's in a band locally. I better hit the dust and get out of here before I run into him. So a week or two goes by, and I don't know what he's doing from Westchester County in New York and coming into Stamford. But I was in the Century Diner. Demetrius, have a seat. We're doing a quick lunch. And the next thing you know, I turn around and he's there. And I'm like,
Oh, my God.
oh my God. He goes, listen, it's been, I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
And he's like, I really need to explain. You never, can you
I've been
imagine
looking
all
for
these
you.
years later? And I must say,
Is it 10?
it had to be at least 10, 12 years.
Wow.
He's like, let me explain what happened. And I'm like, no, we're cool.
I've moved on.
I said,
Let
you're
it go.
dispensable. It's not like we were in this big love affair. Like, give
Did
me
you
a
tell
break.
Pam, though?
Well, here's the kicker. He goes, I want you to know I got divorced. I said, so what's that wedding band on your finger? And he
Oh,
goes,
my God.
I remarried. He goes, and I'm going through another divorce, and we should get together. And I'm like, you know
Yeah,
what?
okay.
Technically,
Yeah,
what did Eddie
trifecta.
Murphy say? You're leasing that stuff with option to buy. I'm like, I'm not even getting there.
Yeah.
But I just thought the audacity. So Century Diner has not only the best memories for me,
Yeah.
but it's been an interesting place to see what the hell's going
Why
on.
would he go? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Crazy.
Can you
All right.
imagine?
That's shocking.
All right. We're gonna. Yeah, I got you. We're gonna cut this episode here because we're almost at an hour.
Oh wow!
Right? Goes by quick,
quick.
right?
I'm having a blast.
Yeah. So we'll do another episode with the interrogator from the CIA.
With our special guest,
I'm
Pam,
not that bad. I
Pam
swear.
the Babster.
I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad, and
No,
you know,
not at
I
all.
might not vape, but I'll consider a vap.
So thank you. All right. So
Bless
thanks.
you. God
Thanks
bless
for
you, man.
thanks for joining us. Remember YouTube. You're gonna subscribe. TikTok. You're gonna follow. Thumbs up. You're gonna comment. Good or
Please
bad.
comment.
Doesn't matter.
Comment and vabbing,
Preferably
Yes.
bad. And let us know, girls. Let us know if you vab.
please.
Yes,
We're very
I'd
interested
like
in
to
that.
know just as
Or
a
ass.
woman. You
Or
know.
ass.
Or
Or
ass.
ass.
Oh well, you know.
All right.
Asperger.
Let's
I think
get out
that's
of
for the
here.
younger crowd.
Can you please give me some Asperger's?
Rod, give it to him.
Hey, Pam is broken, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Oh God, I don't know what happened to Pam.